You had to fucking know. You had to fucking know that was gonna happen. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the results of WWE Clash at the Castle. Obviously, these videos are for those who have not seen Clash at the Castle. I figured, why not give you guys the heads up on what happened. Now, I'm gonna be honest, we all had expected certain things to take place, but, not what we had expected. So hopefully you guys are ready for this video. Hopefully you guys are ready. If you guys are, and you guys want to see more premium live event result videos in the future, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and as always, follow me on all of my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And before we get started, I actually want to announce that the Principality Stadium in Cardiff has set a brand new record, attendance record of 62,296. So to everybody who did show up to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, all throughout the UK, and I'm sure some people here overseas in the US, shout outs to you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys were hella loud, hella crazy. Yo, you guys are awesome. I'm just being real. Shout outs to all of our to everybody in the UK who watches my videos. You guys are awesome. Just as awesome as everyone else who watches the videos. But we got to kick things off, obviously, with the kickoff show, a match that was literally just announced just from out of the blue. It was a 6-man tag team match between Madcap Moss and the Street Profits against the Alpha Academy and Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory. Yes, you know I said the first name Austin. That is because, well, the name Austin is back. He is now Austin Theory once again, as is Matt Riddle. Anyway, with that being said, this was basically just a random squash 6-man tag. Hell of a match, by the way, I'll give it that. But in the end, Madcap Moss and the Street Profits won the 6-man tag when Montez Ford hit a frog splash on to Chad Gable, picking up the victory for the team. It was pretty awesome, but I've got a feeling that with the rivalry between the Profits and Alpha Academy, I've got no doubt in my mind that the rivalry is far from done. As far as Theory and Madcap Moss goes, I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but it is what it is. But Clash at the Castle, the main card kicked off with a 6-woman tag team match between the team of Io Sky, Bayley, and Dakota Kai against the team of the Goddess Alexa Bliss, the Empress of Tomorrow Asuka, and the Raw Women's Champion, the EST, Bianca Belair. And I just want to first give a shout out to Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss and Dakota Kai for their gear. If you guys saw their gear, woo, they were looking mighty good. In fact, all 6 of them were looking good in that matchup. But unfortunately, in the end, it was not meant to be for the Bianca Belair team, as Io Sky Io Sky hit a moonsault on Bianca Belair, and Bayley picking up the pinfall victory for her team. Thus, now she will be the #1 contender for the Raw Women's title at some point, perhaps at Extreme Rules in Philly, which will take place in a few weeks. Is it possible? Who knows? Who knows? But only time will tell. But I got a feeling that this rivalry is far from done. But next up, we move on to probably one of the biggest matches in European wrestling history. Let's not forget, and I talked about this earlier this week in my Clash of the Castle prediction video, which if you guys have not checked that out, I recommend you check it out. I talked about how this was the first UK stadium show in 30 years. Back on August 23rd, 1992. let's see. SummerSlam 1992, August 29th, 1992, Wembley Stadium in London, in East London, England, which was a hell of a card. In fact, I actually want to check out that card really quickly before we go any further with this. It was on August 29th, but they aired it on August 31st because obviously it was in the UK. And they tagline it as the SummerSlam you thought you'd never see. Very intriguing, to say the very least. Let's see. Let's see. There was a total of close to 80,000 people actually attended that event. That was pretty cool. Let's see what the matches were. Whoa, quite the card. Okay, so there were a total of 11 matches. There was a total of 11 matches. 3 of them were dark matches. The rest were had actually aired on pay-per-view at the time. So for the dark matches we had Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Bushwhackers. Luke and Butch, who are both from New Zealand, against the Mountie and the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags, with the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and then of course we have Papa Shango against Tito Santana, which was a pretty crazy match, I'd presume. And then the other dark match we had Tatanka versus the Berserker with Mr. Fuji. And then the rest of the card, you had the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, with Paul Ellering, the Hall of Famer, who not only managed the Road Warriors throughout the 80s and 90s and then of course periodically during the Attitude Era, but he also managed the Authors of Pain, if you guys remember them, taking on the team of Money Inc., which was the team of the $1 Million Man, Teddy DiBiase, and of course IRS Erwin R. Shyster with Jimmy Hart. Then of course we have Nails taking on Virgil. In fact, Nails' actual name is Kevin Patrick Wackles, I believe is how it's pronounced. I probably butchered that. Then of course we had Rick Martel against Shawn Michaels with the sensational Queen Sherry, which ended in a double countout. The Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, defeated the Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake Beverly, with the Genius. Still working. Sorry guys, my grandfather randomly walked in. Anyway, as I was saying, then we had Crush against Repo Man, which was, I'm sure, was pretty crazy. Ultimate Warrior against Randy Savage in a countout. Undertaker and Kamala, which ended in a DQ. And then of course, the British Bulldog against Bret Hart. And in fact, I think we had, how many title matches do we have? 1, to 3 title matches: the tag titles, the WWE title, and the Intercontinental title. That was pretty crazy. So, first UK stadium show in 30 years, and this matchup, the Intercontinental title, lived up to the hype. Gunther and Sheamus. Now, I want to point something out to you guys. If you guys don't remember, the faction was Imperium. Imperium consisted of Gunther, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser. They were originally known as Walter, Fabian Aichner, and Marcel Barthel. And then, of course, too, Alexander Wolf came into the fold. Vinci and Kaiser became tag team champions on 2 separate occasions. Both times lost to some incredible incredible tag teams. And then, of course, and then later on, Wolf got ejected from Imperium because the contract was going to expire from WWE. And then, of course, too, Gunther and Kaiser went to Smackdown, and thus Vinci ended up staying on NXT. Now, apparently, with him back with the rest of Imperium, I'm pretty sure that Imperium will be debuting together on SmackDown sometime at some point. But this was a hell of a matchup. Sheamus brought the fight. There's a reason why Sheamus is known as the Celtic Warrior. He will fight you until he can't fight anymore. That's who Sheamus is. But even with how much punishment he dealt to Gunther, Gunther was able to hit Sheamus with a wicked clothesline to retain the Intercontinental title in a hellacious matchup. And ironically enough, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are both from the UK, because, truth be told, both Ireland and Scotland are a part of the UK, technically not Europe. Gunther, obviously, being a part of Europe, so it would make sense for Sheamus to be the fan favorite going into the match. So, but I got to admit, Sheamus, he put up a hell of a fight, but it was not enough for Gunther. It was not enough to stop Gunther, and Gunther retains the Intercontinental title. Next up, we have a match for the SmackDown Women's title between the champion Liv Morgan and the challenger Shayna Baszler. And what's interesting about this was that it was a battle, to see if Liv Morgan could be able to not only stop prevent Shayna Baszler from breaking her arm, but also to see if Liv Morgan can actually pull it off, can pull the trigger and retain the SmackDown Women's title. And boy, did she ever! She, despite having one good arm, her left arm, she was able to hit Shayna Baszler at the closing moments. She was able to hit Shayna Baszler with the Code Breaker, and then was able to hit her with Oblivion to retain the SmackDown Women's title. Now that Ronda Rousey is no longer suspended, I have no doubt in my mind that Ronda will definitely be going after Liv Morgan, as will the rest of the roster. I mean, who the fuck are we kidding here? You know, you're a champion. The whole world's gonna be gunning for your ass. So, I mean, shoutouts to Liv Morgan. Hell of a fight. She pulled it off. Congrats to her. Okay, let me ask you. Okay, I want you guys to answer this question in the comments. If you brought your own kid into WWE, and your kid turned his or her back on you, how would you respond? I want you guys to post in the comments below. Obviously that's not the question of the day, but I'm very curious about your guys' opinion, because this next matchup, what you guys are about to hear, is one that none of us will ever forget. It's the Judgement Days, Finn Balor and Damian Priest against Rey Mysterio and Edge. Now you guys are wondering, wait a minute, why is Dominic Mysterio not involved in the match? Well, it's because of the fact that it's because of the fact that Rey and Edge have teamed up together on numerous occasions. In fact, 20 years ago, right around this time, 20 years ago, both Edge and Mysterio became tag team champions. So it would only make sense for Rey to choose Edge. And apparently, oh my god! I just realized that my book is about to rip. I just realized my book. Look at that! It's literally about to rip. And I've had this thing for 6 years. Got another couple years left on this thing. Oof. Anyway, as I was saying, so it would only be right if Rey chose Edge over his son. I know it might seem strange, but this is Judgment. But this is the Judgment Day that we're talking about here, so it would only make sense. But this was a hell of a matchup. To be honest, I did not think that both Priest and Balor would be able to hold their own against two legends like Edge and Rey Mysterio. But sure enough, they did. But in the end, Balor got hit with a spear by Edge to pick up the victory. And then what happened next is gonna shock you to your core. Shoutouts to Dominic Mysterio. I want you guys to share this video because I want him to see this. Dom, if you're watching this, you got some serious balls to do what you did, because Dominic Mysterio hit Edge with a low blow. Yeah, a low blow, of all things, and then just shoves him to the mat, and Rey is pleading his son, dude, just stop. Dom was having none of it, and he just clotheslined the living hell out of his own father, which makes me assume that he might join Judgment Day, which is a possibility, because if he does join Judgment Day, that means that Edge, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, because this whole thing actually started with Edge and AJ Styles, and Beth Phoenix, if she does get involved again, could potentially have themselves an 8-person mixed tag at Extreme Rules, which is a possibility, but we will see as the weeks progress, so we don't really know. But that was something that none of us were expecting. No, we were not expecting that. I don't know what the hell Dom is thinking. People keep saying that Dom is living in Rey's shadow. The way I see it, he was never living in Rey's shadow. All he was doing is learning under the tree of Rey Mysterio, of his own father, learning about the business, learning about the Mysterio name. And this shit happens. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know. We'll see what happens as time progresses, but we now move on to yet another match that got really personal between the original bro, Matt Riddle. Yes, you heard me say the name Matt Riddle. And of course, Seth freaking Rollins. I'm gonna be honest here. Riddle kind of fucked up on this one. Don't get it twisted. Riddle is an impeccable athlete. He is probably one of the best pure athletes we have in WWE today. But this is Seth Rollins we're talking about here. He can take anyone's emotions and use that against his opponent, and this one was no different. This one was a hard-hitting match, but in the end, it took not one, but 2 stomps to Riddle to pick up a victory. Not much else to say about that. But we now move on to the main event. I honestly don't know how the fuck I'm gonna title this video. I have no idea. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna title this video. But I just don't know. You would think this would have been one-on-one. You would think it would have been one-on-one. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, the undisputed Universal title, with the whole UK nation behind Drew McIntyre and telling Roman Reigns, piss off. Don't get me wrong. Literally 97% of the match, just a pure brawl. Pure brawl. These two went at it. Spear, kick out. Spear, kick out. Claymore, kick out. Claymore, kick out. Future Shock, kick out. I will say this. Even before the bell rang, we got to hear Broken Dreams. I think we can all agree when I say that we're good. We got to hear Broken Dreams one time. We're good. I think we're okay. Are we? I think so. I think we're okay. But this one, I don't even know. So the first few minutes of the match, Karrion Kross was at ringside with Scarlett. He threw a fucking water bottle at Drew McIntyre. Who the hell does that? Who the hell does that? Seriously. And then, as both men were taken out, both men were down and out, Austin Theory comes in with the Money in the Bank briefcase. The initial referee, who was officiating the match, knocked out Cole. A second referee came in with Austin Theory. As he was about to cash in, a knockout from Tyson Fury, the undefeated heavyweight boxing champion. And that was pretty much it for Austin Theory. And just when you thought Drew McIntyre was going to take the title off of Roman Reigns, finally, out comes another member of the Bloodline. But you're probably wondering, wait a minute, who else could... Who the fuck... Who else is in the Bloodline? All there is just Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. Who else? Who the fuck do you guys think? Solo Sikoa from NXT ends up joining the Bloodline. He's now a part of the main roster. And this was something that I was going to talk about earlier on, which was going to be a potential main roster jump. This was something that I had saved up. So if you guys don't know, Solo Sikoa dominated NXT for the latter part of almost a year, and there were rumors swirling that he was gonna jump ship over to the main roster within the next couple weeks. And those couple weeks ended up being right now, ended up being today. He got involved, Solo Sikoa got involved, and Reigns hit Drew with the spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains the undisputed Universal title. So the question is, who the fuck is going to take the title off of Roman Reigns now? We know Karrion Kross won't be able to. So who else? Who else is going to do it? Who? I have no fucking clue. I will admit, when the match was done, Tyson Fury and Drew had to have a little bit of fun with the fans, but I don't know. I don't even know, honestly. But if you guys think that Clash of the Castle was nuts, wait until tomorrow, because we have Worlds Collide tomorrow, which will start at 12:30 Pacific on Peacock, which is going to be a hell of a card. I mean, come on. Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet. The Creed Brothers versus Briggs and Jensen versus Pretty Deadly versus Gallus. Potentially Nathan Fraser versus Axiom. I don't know if we're going to get that on, at Worlds Collide. It might happen on NXT, but who knows. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance against Doudrop and Nikki ASH. Mandy Rose, Meiko Satomura, and Blair Davenport. And of course, Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate, which signifies the end of NXT UK. Be sure to check out the results tomorrow when it goes up. But that brings me to the question of the day. What are your guys' thoughts on Clash of the Castle, and who do you think should have won the undisputed Universal title? Let me know down in the comments below. And that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event results videos in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And as always, make sure you guys check me out on all of my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.